first of all, they ruined the Mustang. I don't know if you saw this, but they made the Mustang electric. Big fucking problem right there. That's number one. You make an electric car, you make a brand new car, new branding, new name, new everything, right? Big mistake. So Ford came out with this. It was like a Mustang crossover, right? So it's an SUV and it's an electric SUV and it's called the Mach E. And you might have seen these on the road. I've seen them. And the reason I want to bring this up is because it's important to mention this for two reasons. Obviously, Ford's going to be hit pretty hard financially, and that's the main reason this ties in. And number two, just the public at large, like in terms of general safety, it's important for me to bring this up because of the problems that they're having. So from May of 2020 to current date, they made about 100,000 Ford Mach E's that were released to the public and sold, right? So in that case, that means that there were 49,000 Ford Mach E's that were recalled. So basically, half of all the cars on the road were recalled. So most people would go, "Oh, well, what's the recall? Like that might not be a big deal." Well, the recall is that the power for the car, power output for steering and for gas and for braking would just shut off randomly when people were fucking driving and the vehicle was in motion. So if you see these cars on the road, you have to be really careful because I've seen them on the road. They're not super common. It's more of like one of those fucking like a novelty, I guess, for a lot of people to buy these cars. But Ford cannot they're not good at making like electric cars. It's like a known thing. And Chevy's not very good at making electric cars either. There's a reason Tesla is like head and shoulders above the competition in that space because they're battling with like traditional car manufacturers that don't have an understanding of like how to design electric cars. Like the Chevy Bolt is a shitty fucking electric car. Like it's not a good car. The closest competitor I would say right now, honestly, is probably like certain hybrids. The Toyota Prius is a great hybrid. Like it's literally probably I honestly I would say in terms of fuel efficiency and safety, it's probably the best hybrid car in the market. Like it's not even close. But think about how long they've Toyota has had the Prius. I mean, at this point, it's been over a decade. They've kind of mastered the engineering. That car's about as good as it's going to get. Like, you could easily get like 35 to 40 miles per gallon with that fucking thing. That thing's a beast. And, that's obviously a hybrid, so a different niche than an electric car. But the Ford Mach E is just the engineering sucks. The body design of the car sucks. They're having major, like I said, power output issues that's just shutting off all power in the car, steering, braking, acceleration. The car is basically just like a brick at that point, and it's affect basically half of all the cars that they produced of this model in the last like 2 years. So like Ford, like what are you doing? It's amazing. It fucking behooves me that they're even gonna make more of this car because they clearly didn't fucking beta test this and safety test this as much as they should have. Like clearly it was fucking rushed out, and people don't understand that.
Well, you know what it is with Ford. They have all these meetings, all these team meetings where they discuss various different things, and these meetings they're just boondoggles. They're totally useless. They're totally unproductive. And then you have Tesla where they say you only show up to a meeting if you're needed at the meeting, and you think it's the most productive use of your time. You don't just show up to a meeting to basically discuss nonsense, and if you're not providing to the meeting, you're not providing any new insight, then you basically leave the meeting and you do something else. So they have all these useless meetings, and they're not developing the best car that they can because they got all their engineers wasting time in these meetings instead of basically looking for ways to improve their cars.